Okay, so I kind of wanted to do, as I said before, I'm going to continue this Comic-Con video with a part 2. And in this part 2, we're going to cover a couple other things I thought were really fun and cool in Comic-Con. Um, Stuff mostly that I am pretty excited for. There's not a whole lot of me just yelling at emo stuff. Thank goodness we're past that emo part. So, yep, let's get this done before my head explodes. Okay, now the first trailer we're gonna go over in this video is a big trailer, which is you probably already know by now since I posted this pretty late after Comic-Con. Clone Wars is coming back. This is official. We are getting a final season. It's coming on the new Disney streaming service, which, you know what? I'll say this. I'm willing to pay for it. I'll pay it. I'll pay it just to get this one season. I'm so excited for this because it's gonna finish what we started from the very beginning of Clone Wars. It's going to connect, hopefully, directly connect to Episode 3 in a very logical and very chronological in a way that makes sense. And also, it's going to just frankly give a closing and a finish to these characters. For Ahsoka, it's probably going to give a finish for her character, and then it's going to lead her up to Rebels. For Anakin, it's going to be sort of also a closing, but also foreshadowing part for his future role as Darth Vader in Episode 3 and further on with that. And we're going to get to see the Clone Wars just one more time, which is just so cool. This news totally surprised me. I don't think anybody went into Comic-Con expecting this, and when we got it, it was quite amazing, to be honest with you. Quite amazing. There's so much that I'm just so excited for. Now, my experience of Clone Wars is not as nostalgic as some other people. Clone Wars was admittedly one of the few TV shows from Star Wars that I actually grew up as a kid, but that's the thing about Star Wars. I never really grew up with Star Wars as much as other people did. The prequels were kind of like my nostalgia, and even then I didn't think they were that good as a kid. My nostalgia was Indiana Jones. But that said, I am very excited for this nonetheless. I remember watching some Clone Wars as a kid, and I remember watching some of it recently. And luckily the show is still on Netflix, so I could watch it. And you know what? I'm going to make a goal and actually watch the show again fully and finish it for real. Now, one thing about Clone Wars you have to remember about the show is it was not chronological. And that was a good and bad thing about the show. I prefer chronological stories, but at the same time, anthology stories, if done right, can be really good because there are stories that you don't have to. You can jump in really any part of the show and watch it, and you wouldn't be confused. Clone Wars was like this. Now I'm hoping with this final season, it's going to be chronological and it's not going to be jumping all over the place, which I'm assuming that it's probably going to be. And this is just, I don't know. Overall, this news is so exciting. I saw the trailer, which announced it. Hashtag Clone Wars saved. And it was a really cool trailer. I thought the clones and the whole thing with them and the heads and the helmets were really unique. Shows some of the war and shows Anakin. We get to see Anakin a little bit. We get to see Obi-Wan. We get to see Ahsoka. And you can tell some time has passed from the time that she left Anakin in the Clone Wars. She looks a little bit older. She doesn't look hugely different like she did in Rebels, but just a little bit older. Anakin looks a little bit more like a Hayden Christensen from Episode 3, which is a good and bad thing. And same thing with Obi-Wan, who looks like Ewan McGregor. But overall, this show is super exciting. I'm so excited for this show. It surprised me, and I'm just quite excited. I'm also excited for the new Star Wars Resistance show, which is coming out, which I'll probably do in another video. But I really enjoy this. I really enjoy Clone Wars, and I can't wait to see more. And if I can, I will be able to see this. So, yup. Okay, and now the second trailer that we want to talk about, I mean I want to talk about, is Steven Universe. Now, this also came out and it surprised the hell out of me because Comic-Con this year has done a very good job of doing that. Drops 3 trailers on the same day. My mind is blown. But actually I didn't find out about this until someone mentioned it to me, and I was so shocked I didn't even know about this. But yes, we are getting a Steven Universe movie. It's going to be like a Cartoon Network movie, which is cool. I'm excited we're getting a Steven Universe movie. I feel like the show deserves it, especially how much of what's happened in the last few days. White Diamond. But, you know, I'm quite excited because there's obviously a lot you can do with a movie. But this is going to be, I have a feeling this is going to be like Steven Universe, kind of like Regular showed the movie, where it's going to be like, it's going to be a good movie, but it's going to be like another addition to the show. Apparently it's not really going to, it's going to be its own separate thing, I think. I don't know, the continuity can be weird with these animated movies, but yeah, I'm nonetheless excited. The trailer just shows a couple images of the gems and shows a new villain, which is going to be crazy to see. But overall, I'm pretty excited for this movie. It's probably going to air on Cartoon Network very soon, maybe next year. So yeah, the reason I don't have much else to say about this is because they don't really show us a whole lot they don't give us a lot of info about this. And yes, I'm very excited we're getting a Steven Universe show. It's just the trailer doesn't really show us a whole lot, so I don't really know much else to say. But yeah, cool news nonetheless. Okay, and now for the final trailer. Probably in my opinion the trailer that I've been wanting to talk about the most in this entire episode, and which is the new Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TV show. Now, Comic-Con gave us a new trailer. It sort of came, I guess you can call it, they slipped it under the rug without anyone noticing. But yes, they have a new trailer. They showed us a new clip, which was pretty funny, and a new trailer. And I will say this about this new show. It's not the worst Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles TV show ever. I do admit, it looks like they're taking a little bit too kiddish type of style. Well, I like the art style per se, I just don't like the characters' designs. Michelangelo looks like a female. Leo has his face messed up. Donnie looks like a freaking Terminator, and Raph looks like a dude on steroids. But I digress. This show's art style I quite like. I love the colors they used in the show too. I don't know, something about the colors. But we are getting a new TV show. The trailer shows a couple shots of just essentially the trailer is just full of action, and the action's pretty cool. It's like Samurai Jack. You get to see all these close in anime type in zoom ups. John Cena's this mysterious new villain. We see a little bit of the villain. I don't know what his name is, but we'll probably find out in the show. And we also get to see a pretty funny clip where you just see the Turtles youth with sort of using a tightrope and sort of going across a building from the sky, and except they land in the pool and get April all wet, which, despite the controversy aside, which is just honestly stupid, I have no problem with April being black. I have no problem with her changing her race because it really doesn't matter for the show. I'm not saying I feel like it's an important angle, and you should do it for a reason. Don't just do it because you can. That's my only problem with these type of changes. You should do it for a reason. You should do it for a story reason. Overall, April is pretty funny in this show, despite all the crap that's online. And overall, the more I see from this show, despite how awful Splinter looks, God, but this show looks okay. It's not a horrible, in my opinion, in defense of this show, it's not as bad as some of the 1987 show. Will it be as good as the 2012 or my favorite to 2003 show? I don't know. It's going to be really up to Nickelodeon how well this. And plus, I feel like, to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like the show's coming way too early. This show is coming a year after they canceled the last show, which was the 2012 show, which was last year. In my defense, of people who don't like Ninja Turtles, I feel like they should give this show a break, or this Ninja Turtles a break. We just had a very long show in 2012, which lasted, I think, 5 years. So, and then the next year we start out a new show. In my opinion, it causes Ninja Turtles fatigue. I wouldn't mind having a year or two, like maybe 3 years or 2 years, a good break. Just, chilling out. But overall, the show is pretty good. And I know that there was also some huge bombshell news that came out recently, like a few hours ago. They dropped the first episode for free on YouTube of the new Ninja Turtle show, which, I don't know, I may do a review of. But just wanted to give my opinions on the trailers. I might do a review of that first episode and see how bad it is. But this show is okay. As I said before, the fact, I hate that the quote, it ruins my childhood. Well, for example, it can't ruin your childhood. And the second, this is for a new generation of people who love Ninja Turtles. Now, I will have problems with the story and how the turtles are treated and just my general opinions on the show. But once again, this is just a trailer, so whatever. Well, that's it. That's the end of part 2. I'm quite tired, to be honest with you. I'm going to go back to my Coldplay marathon of just listening to her songs all day long and basically threw myself into hibernation. As always, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Peace.
On the moment long ago, one breath away and there you will be, so young and carefree. Again you will see that place in time